Welcome to Central Global News, where we talk about some of the most interesting news stories from all around the globe every week. AstraZeneca is going to supply the EU with an additional 9 million COVID vaccine doses by March, according to Ursula von der Leyen. The EU chief also said that the British-Swedish drug firm would start delivering the vaccines 1 week earlier than originally scheduled. The EU is now expecting 40 million doses from AstraZeneca, which is still only about half of what had been hoped in the first quarter of the year. The firm claimed to have production problems at its Dutch and Belgian plants as the cause of the delays. However, Mrs. von der Leyen said on Sunday that the EU was still maintaining its target of vaccinating 70% of adults by the end of the summer. Estonia's first female Prime Minister, Kaja Kallas, has been sworn into office on Tuesday. Now in Estonia, both the head of government and the head of state are women, and some key cabinet positions like finance and foreign minister have also been taken over by female politicians. For the last 2 years, the country was ruled by a coalition involving a far-right party which collapsed after a corruption scandal. Kallas, who is the daughter of a former Estonian prime minister, promises substantial changes in the governance of the country. She has claimed her new government to be very pro-European, and she also has plans for changing policies on issues like climate change. Her government vowed to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. Another important issue that the new prime minister has to face is, of course, the pandemic. Although there are significant delays in the procurement and distribution of the vaccines in the EU, Kallas has praised the joint approach of bulk buying the vaccines, saying that small countries would not be able to make agreements with pharmaceutical companies. She also stated that when the vaccines start arriving in larger quantities, a large proportion of the country's population could be quickly vaccinated. Sex workers will be moved from Amsterdam city centre as a part of a so-called tourism reset. Councillors agreed to close brothel windows in the red light district and open an erotic centre away from the city centre instead. The proposal came from the city's mayor and was backed by politicians from several parties, including the party of the Dutch Prime Minister as well as the Labour Party and the Green Party. The goal of the decision is to change what type of tourists are interested in visiting Amsterdam and make them focus on sites other than sex workers standing in brothel windows. Another one of the mayor's proposals about tourism in the city would ban tourists from buying cannabis in cafes. However, this idea is not widely supported due to concerns that people would buy cannabis from dealers on the streets, which could lead to a growth in unhealthy drug use. That's the podcast for this week. Thank you for listening.